In the Saratoga boat, we have John and Michael. In the Argentina boat, we have Marco and Augustin. And then finally, a second Conshohocken boat is Thomas and Shane. So we do have confirmation that the singles went by already. They're just starting the cruise earlier, so we don't have enough time to go to every race, unfortunately. But this is because of the weather conditions. The race fell behind, like the race schedule, we were behind because of the conditions, and now they're catching up by sending the crews off quickly. So will be interesting to see what happens in the under 23 men's single, but unfortunately we are not catching their race.
Looks like the under 19 men's doubles are now under starters orders. They've been called to attention, and they're just waiting for the official to give the green light to start this race.
Still tapping with those port oars, just trying to keep the boat straight, and they're off. Ooh. Missed a couple strokes. It's very challenging with this choppy water. All right, hard to tell who's first off the start, but from our angle, it looks like Vesper had a good start. Maybe Argentina had a good start, but everyone is hitting a lot of water, working hard to keep their boats straight in the lanes.
Yeah, you can see the St. Catharines boat was pushed over quite a bit, and Vesper is also struggling to get back in their lane as well. Those inside lanes are really getting pushed around by this head crosswind we have.
All right. So this trophy is the Ralph Jacquet Trophy, who is a longtime member of the Argonaut Rowing Club. So all these athletes are fighting for this Ralph Jacquet Trophy. Like many dedicated athletes, when Ralph retired from competition, he became a coach and volunteer. He was the president of the Argonaut Rowing Club in 1965, and he led many fundraising campaigns for the rowing club. This trophy depicts Ralph and his double partner, Gary Martin, and it was created by a local artist, Perry Wakulich.
So as we approach the 500-meter mark, it looks like the Conshohocken double of Derek Walkulish and Niels Terwish might be out to a slight lead, but they're really not being given a lot of leeway here by the other crews. Argentina's rowing at a fairly high stroke rate. But this Conshohocken double, they raced at the U.S. Club Nationals recently, finishing second in the under 19 men's double there.
All right, so still pretty tight coming into the second 500. You can't see it in this screen, but the second 500, there's a section where it becomes significantly less protected, so it's a lot more choppy in this area. So right now these crews are almost rowing in survival mode and just trying to get through this gap. You want length, you want power, you want to send it, and you want to stay as clean as possible.
Which is really challenging. In the junior events, there are no weight categories. So for some of the lighter athletes, it's going to be proved to be a bit more of a challenge, as you're going to get a weight discrepancy between a lot of these crews. In the St. Catharines double, Evan McRae and Johan May, in the spring we're rowing in the 72 kilogram category. Johan finishing third at CSSRA's, Evan finishing fourth.
Yep, so they're just getting through that gap now. In this area, you're thinking, how can I capitalize on the water getting a little bit better? It's still not good, but it's definitely going to get better soon. So some crews here might try to make a move and try to push themselves a little bit higher with the rate and a little bit quicker off the boards through this area.
Yeah, it looks like the crews on the far side of the course are having a bit better time with these conditions. Looks like Argentina may have pipped out a little bit on Conshohocken. We'll get a better view as we come through the 1,000-meter mark, but Saratoga and the other Conshohocken boat certainly aren't allowing them to get away.
Yeah, so Conshohocken is at a 30 right now, Argentina at about a 32.
Very tight race as we go through the 1,000. Not much between the top two boats. as they get ready for the last half of the race. You're going to see some crews try and make a bit more of a bigger push in the third 500-meter mark to try and open up a bit of space. Other crews may just try and hold back and save a little bit more for the last 500 where they might get some cleaner water.
Yes. So third 500. This 500 is really the how bad do you want it 500. The athletes are going to be hurting pretty badly right now. They're going to have to dig deep and find what they can to hang in there. So there are two to three tightly packed boats right now that could really take it. And again, so this is Henley, and there's only one medal given. There's no silver, there's no bronze, it's gold or nothing. So these crews are going to be absolutely gutted if they are just on the short end of that finish.
A little bit of trivia, there is an umpire out there, Jim Stone, who has a rare Henley bronze. The Calder Cleland Trophy used to be competed for at the Henley Regatta, and they gave out silver and bronzes. So if you see Jim Stone around the island, feel free to ask him about his rare Henley bronze.
Wow, never heard of that before. That's interesting trivia.
As the athletes are rowing here and approaching the 1,500-meter mark, they're rowing past the island where all the equipment is stored, and this is where they can start to hear people cheering from them. They can hear their coaches and crewmates cheering, and after a rather lonely second 500 where you're settling into the race and can't hear much, it's a nice motivator.
Yes, definitely. Feels good to cross through there. All right, so coming into the last 500, we're going to have a good view on who's in front soon. All right, so it looks like Argentina is up there.
And it looks like Saratoga has overtaken Conshohocken for second place, but still not a lot of room between the top two boats. Even the Conshohocken boat still has enough contact that if they do have a little bit of gas left in the tank, they can make a strong push.
Yes. So Saratoga, they rated lower earlier, so I'd be interesting to see how that strategy pans out because they might have more to build off in this final 500.
You see that strategy a lot more in the small boats. If you've been watching any of the World Cup races, you've seen the Kiwi sculler Robbie Manson. He's often sitting back in the pack in the first 1,000 meters and then really lights it up and winds up winning by open water. So you might see some of these junior crews trying to emulate that race strategy and save a little bit of energy for the last 500 meters.
Oh, wow. And the Saratoga boat is going. They are bringing it up already at a 35 right now. See, Argentina is also very high, but they've been high the whole time, so it might be difficult for them to bring it up. Getting a little bit shorter in that boat.
Looks like the crews are just about to approach the red buoys, signifying the last 250 meters of the race.
Yes, and it gets a little bit calmer here with some protection off the island, so a little bit flatter, a little bit easier to wind it up here.
Yeah, you can see the Saratoga crew with a nice, strong finish. They really squeeze the handles into the body, really sending the boat well. And it looks like they have overtaken Argentina as they hit the last 200 meters.
Yeah, so they're at a 36 right now, and they're still building.
Yeah, it looks like Argentina's really paid for those that strong first 1,000 of the race, but you can see Saratoga, they're now in control as they can hear the people in the grandstands trying to reel them into the finish line.
Wow, nice. All right, final strokes here. It is Saratoga. Through the line.
Oh no!
Almost flipped it. Argentina through. Yeah.
Usually you want to wait until after you've got your medals to jump into the water, but they might be a little hot after that race.
Yes.
That was a very well-rowed race for a junior crew to have the patience and tenacity to wait until that far into the race to make a strong push.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah, congratulations to John Caron and Michael Newell, along with Brad Maxwell, their coach from the Saratoga Rowing Club.
Yes, congratulations. So, unofficially, we have Saratoga with a 7:23.55, winning Henley Gold. In second, we have Argentina. So, Saratoga actually extended that lead by 3.65 seconds with their excellent finish. Then Conshohocken at 7:34.59, so 7 seconds behind. All right. And then they're followed by the St. Catharines Rowing Club and Vesper and another Conshohocken crew.
Okay, great. We are now about to join a race in progress. This is the men's senior lightweight single.
Yes. So in lane 2, we have North Star. Lane 3, Guelph. Lane 4, Penn AC. Lane 5, the University of British Columbia. Lane 6, Ottawa. And in lane 7, Craftsbury.
Looks like Ottawa's jumped out to a bit of a lead here at the beginning, followed closely by UBC and Penn AC.
Yes, definitely close. So in the Ottawa boat, we have Alexander Kundal. And very tight with those other two crews. Yep.
UBC is Ivan Ribkin, and in the Penn AC boat is Jasper Liu. Jasper's a grad from Pennsylvania in mechanical engineering. And this spring he won the lightweight single at the U.S. National Selection Regatta. So he's trying to crack through into that upper tier of the U.S. national team and work towards one of the two lightweight spots that are available in the Olympic boat class for men, that being the lightweight men's double.
Yes, it's a very tough selection process, being only 2 seats. Very challenging for these lightweight scullers to get onto the national or Olympic team. All right, so second 500, really down at your base rhythm now, trying to maximize everything you can get with length and power, especially in this choppy water. They're going to be in some serious chop for another 15, 20 strokes as it really opens up here. And then it'll calm down a touch, but it'll still definitely be challenging.
Still a tight race between the 3 boats we'd mentioned, Ottawa, UBC, Penn AC. The Ottawa athlete Alex Kunkel is coached by Kate Gorsland, who's been involved with Row Ontario for a number of years and has coached Team Ontario at the Canada Summer Games for the last 2 games.
Wow. All right, so here it calms down a little bit. Now it's time to take advantage of this water, make a push.
Yeah, you can see that Alex is really trying to lay back in this headwind, try and send the boat, because the wind just isn't allowing the boat to run as much as it would in neutral conditions.
Yes, and it's going to be Alex from Ottawa coming through first into the third 500.
And tight race with UBC and Penn AC in second. But as we just saw in the under-19 men's double, a lot can happen in the second half of the race. Some of these athletes might just be tracking a little bit, trying to let the leader do a bit more work, tire himself out, and then really hit the gas in the last half of the race.
Yes. All right, third 500. The athletes are really going to be feeling it now. It's going to be really challenging, especially with this headwind making the race longer.
Yeah, in Penn AC, Jason Liu, he's coached by Sean Hall, who's a former Olympian for the U.S. National team. He won in the men's 8 at the World Championships in '94, raced in the Coxed 4 at the '92 Olympics, the men's 8 in the '96 Olympics, and the quad in the 2000 Olympics. So he's going to be really familiar with racing in different conditions and talking Jasper through that, so he's aware of what to expect and how to properly pace himself.
Yes, definitely. And in the UBC boat, we have Ivan rowing, and he actually finished second in the junior men's 4 at the 2016 Junior World Championships. So definitely a competitive field out here today.
Yeah, winning the senior men's lightweight single certainly is a feat to accomplish. Last year, this event was won by Josh King from Ottawa, who went on to win, I believe, 5 Henleys last year. Light single, heavy single, dash. Oh, sorry, 4.
Yes, 4 Henleys. Very, very impressive. So, coming in to the last bit of the third 500 here, looks like we still have Ottawa out in front.
And it looks like Craftsbury, Dominic Williams has moved up a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Still Jason Liu pushing. Ivan Ribkin from UBC has fallen back a little bit in this third 500.
Yes. So Ottawa through first. He's at a stroke rate of 33 right now. Closely followed here by Penn AC.
Yeah, it looks like Penn has started to bring his, Jasper Liu started to bring the stroke rate up a little bit sooner than his competitors, hoping to force them to show their hands a little bit sooner.
Yes. Still challenging cross headwind here. You can see it in the ripples on the water. Trying to push the athletes to port. They're going to have to stay on it to stay in their lanes. All right, and these athletes are racing for the Claude Sandy Sanders Trophy. Claude was a member of the Leander Boat Club in Hamilton, Ontario for 70 years. He was the stroke of the Canadian men's 8 at the 1936 Olympics in Berlin. So a significant trophy to go for.